Hello, I'm currently in a hotel in Bangkok, and this morning when I woke up, I got on YouTube and I discovered that an assassination attempt has just taken place. Somebody tried to shoot Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, when he was giving a speech outdoors to the public in Pennsylvania. Well, what can you say about this? I was very shocked. I couldn't believe it. I saw the footage of Donald Trump reaching for his head as if it was his gut reaction. He felt something. Uh, the footage afterwards showed a jet slash of blood. I think it was two across his cheek. Absolutely insane, unbelievable. Somebody attempted to assassinate a former president and the man who hopes to be elected president once again this year. The first thing that struck me was how the media began to report it. CNN, of course, doing what CNN do best. They said that there was an interruption to Donald Trump's speech. They said that he fell. And what can you say about the mainstream corporate media at this point? If you haven't red pilled on them, if you haven't realized how they are not trustworthy sources of information, I don't know what to do to help you. I think you're perhaps beyond help. All of the mainstream corporate media, their only job is not to provide accurate information in as much of an unbiased way as possible with no political motivation. Their only job is to manipulate, to persuade, to brainwash, to indoctrinate. Turn off your TV. Stop getting your information from the news. They don't like you. They want to manipulate you. Very crazy times that we're living in. That's not necessarily a good thing either. You know, the old Chinese proverb, may you live in interesting times, that was intended as a curse. It's incredible that apparently this bullet came so close to causing real damage to Donald Trump, but apparently I've heard that a bystander in the crowd received that bullet and died. An innocent bystander has died. Perhaps other people wounded as well, I don't know. I'm still checking out the information now. The gunman was taken down. The report that I've read says that he was 20 years old. So someone who has been radicalized by the far left propaganda machine into believing Donald Trump is worse than that German man with the funny mustache. The side that claims to be tolerant and liberal and full of love and in favor of justice and peace, they do something like this. You know, it's I've been saying this for a long time now. The words that they use are so hypocritical. They do not believe in tolerance. They do not believe in acceptance or diversity because they hate diversity of viewpoint. They do not believe in equality because they believe they are so morally superior to everybody else, and if you do not agree with every single one of their beliefs, then you are a horrible, evil bigot. They do not believe in inclusion, obviously, because they are happy to exclude. The mainstream media have a tremendous amount to answer for. I'm going to carry on looking into this, and there are lots of questions that I have about what happened, as I'm sure we all do. How this happened, how this could have happened. People suggesting that the police were informed by members of the crowd that they had witnessed a man with a rifle and the police did nothing about it. Is that true? Well, if it's true, then their lack of inaction allowed that person to take his shots, and an innocent member of the crowd is dead as a consequence. I don't know how to wrap this up. This is incredible. This is insane. An actual, from what we can make out so far, it appears to be a legitimate assassination attempt. And look, the last few years with the whole global pandemic narrative has resulted in me being very skeptical of official narratives. And so when something like this happens, I don't just believe it straight away. You know, I'm going to ask, is it real? Is it real, or are we being played? Was it just a play? Was it, you know, even the thought it did occur to me, was it staged? Because I started to ask questions like, why were the crowd behind him so, they appeared to be so calm when they heard the gunshots? Why weren't they ducking? Why wasn't there more screaming? The people in the crowd who were behind Donald Trump, they appeared to be quite calm. I couldn't understand why. I couldn't understand why the people who leapt to Donald Trump after he was picked up from the ground, why they didn't do a better job of covering his face, covering him. Why none of his security held up even their jackets to prevent visibility of Donald Trump. No, I think they received confirmation that the shooter was down before they let him up, but does that mean that he was the only shooter? I couldn't understand why they didn't do a better job to prevent visibility of Donald Trump when helping him make his way to his vehicle from the stage. Yeah, I'm not saying that it was staged at all. I hope that's clear. I'm just saying that the last few years with the whole narrative and all the lies that we were told with regards to the global health emergency that came from that, did it come from the wet market in that city in China? Did it come from a lab? We know now that we were lied to so much. We were and it makes you skeptical, and it makes you ask questions. Anyway, from what I can tell, it seems to be real. Donald Trump, I couldn't believe he said wait, and before he left the stage, he put himself right in the firing line again to give the crowd a defiant fight. I mean, if that's real, if that man has balls of steel. Holy hell, he had like slices of blood across his face, and he does something like that to say fight. I mean, that should, as far as I'm concerned, that should be absolute confirmation he's going to win the election. Everybody should know that the United States of America was a much better country when he was in office. Things worked. There was more prosperity. People had more opportunities. Things were just better for people. There was more freedom. Under Joe Biden, things have become objectively worse. The cost of living is insane. Living standards in the United States have just become worse and worse. More freedoms being stripped away. I mean, the man, he's not there. Everybody knows that he's not there. He's not making any decisions about anything. He's not in charge. So, as far as I'm concerned, Trump 2024, my support as a British man to the United States of America. Make America great again. Vote Trump.